We're talking Swiss startups today, and I'm joined by Morgane Pfefferlé. She is CEO and co-founder of a company called Travelise. Now, Travelise is a unique travel company. It has a bit of a surprise to it. Tell us all about it.
Yes, actually, all clients discover the destination only at the airport.
Okay.
So we created a mobile app that reveals the different steps of the travel one by one. So basically, you can tell us what you want to find in your trip, and afterwards, it's all surprise. We tell you what you have to pack with you, we tell you the weather forecast, everything. You discover the destination at the airport, the hotel in the airplane, and a surprise activity on the spot.
Okay, well, so this sounds amazing. Surprise travel company. I've heard of these before, but it doesn't strike me as very Swiss or a Swiss culture to be taken by surprise, to not know where you're going, to not plan everything to a T. Now, the website is only in French. Is that why it's only in French?
Actually, it's Swiss travelers are among the best travelers in Europe. So the average trip per person is 3.3 in Switzerland, and to compare in France, it's 0.3, for example. So they are experienced travelers, and they are more willing to now delegate the organization of their trips and to test something new, and also to avoid mass tourism. So that's what we are providing. And the website is not in French for the moment, as we are focused on a strong network of Swiss ambassadors in the French part of Switzerland for the moment. Okay. And we will expand next year to the German part and the Italian part of Switzerland.
Okay, I want to come back to that. But first, I want to backtrack a little bit, and I want to talk about your background. So where were you when you launched or started thinking about launching this company?
At school, actually. So I graduated in the University of Applied Science in Tourism and Management. And we've got an innovation contest organized by our school. And the challenge was to come up with an innovative idea about tourism. So I started thinking about it, and immediately I got this idea of, the destination is not useful anymore. We can go without the destination, all the technology we had. We can send people living the real travel emotions without having to overplan their trip anymore, to look after thousands of offers on different websites. And so we won the contest. And then I started an entrepreneurship program where I met my actual associate. And we launched officially Travelise 1 month after finishing our exams. So.
Wow, okay. So how old were you around then?
I'm 26.
26. So this started about 3 years ago. So you're 23 at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, wow, that's what an accomplishment, but also very young. Did you find it difficult? Did investors take you seriously? Did you find some difficulty in the beginning to raise capital?
I think, we have to be trustworthy. So from the beginning, we took it very seriously. Even when it was during our studies, we took a lot of time thinking about Travelise, testing the concept, doing a lot of research about it. So afterwards, when we launched the idea, people were so, so exciting about it that there wasn't like a minute where they said, oh, no, they are too young. We cannot trust them.
Right.
It's just like, oh, okay, it's really great. We have to do that. We have to live it.
So, when I walk down the street here in Switzerland, in the German part at least, I see a lot of travel agencies. I see the brick and mortar travel agencies. And I feel like there is still that traditional aspect of travel in Switzerland. People want to walk into a travel agent, say, here's where I want to go, and have it done. There is an aspect of wanting it done for you. But your website is quite different. It's the element of surprise, of course, but you're working with a lot of partners that perhaps people wouldn't maybe have access to. Tell us about how you work with these partners.
Yeah, actually, there are two aspects. We created a time-saving booking solution, actually. As you said, it's totally different from the online reservation now, because you only have to tell us what you want or what you don't want. You don't have to choose every aspect.
Okay, this is important. So you ask them, they have a way of saying to you what they like, what they don't like.
Exactly.
I'm adventurous, I'm not adventurous.
Exactly.
I definitely don't want to go to this country or that one. How does that work? Is there some kind of algorithm? You must have programmers. How does that work?
For the clients, it's really simple. It's just a questionnaire to fill, and a questionnaire that we design by all the researchers we did before to know what kind of things the people have, they need to tell us to be able to live without knowing their destination. But it's quite simple. And then in the background, we have a whole system designed especially for surprise trips that gather all the partners we have. And as you asked before, we work with different partners. We put surprise into the surprise itself, actually. So we will choose boutique hotels, for example. We won't like that people discover like a main city, a main capital of Europe and stay in a basic hotel. No, we would like to do things differently. And all these partners are really, I mean, the trip itself is a surprise, actually. It's not just about hiding the destination. That's our philosophy.
And Morgane, how do these locations work? Meaning, do you go and see them? Do you make sure that they're okay, that they're up to par? How does that work?
Yeah, actually, that's the hardest part of the job. We have to test it. So yeah.
Is it the hardest part or is it the hardest part?
It's the hardest part, definitely. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, it's a pleasure. I mean, to meet the partners, to see about the culture in different countries, to look after different destinations.
Yes.
So yeah, actually, it's.
What is your favorite location in Europe?
You know, I don't have one because it really depends. We had lots of. I mean, there are lots of amazing destinations and amazing culture traditions within Europe that I cannot choose one really.
And right now, the travel is limited to people from Switzerland, specifically now only the French part, and the travel is only within Europe right now.
Yes.
Are there any plans to expand?
To expand our destinations, no, because we share the philosophy that the travel has to be more sustainable. And we know that the main issue now in the travel industry is mass tourism. It's also, I mean, sustainability. So we think that there is no, I mean, it's not necessary. I mean, you don't have to go too far away to live a travel experience. So you can stay within Europe, within Switzerland also. That is amazing too. But in a business view, we plan to expand internationally, of course, but it's not about our destination. It's about business expansion.
Sure. And did you always, you went to school in Switzerland?
Yes.
Did you always imagine that you would do this kind of business in Switzerland, nowhere else in Europe?
Actually, from the beginning, it made sense because of this specific aspect, the travel, I would say, DNA that are in Swiss people. So we would like to be close to these markets. And also because we have a philosophy and a strategy of retaining customers. So we would like that to create this strong network of ambassadors that will come back and leave a surprise trip, then offer a surprise trip to anybody else, then come back with their company and leave something together. So yeah, that's our strategy.
And you're talking about people coming back and using the product again, or of course recommending it and so on. Is that, you have a blog on the website as well?
Yes.
Was that launched immediately with the website? And how does that work? How does the blog work?
It was launched afterwards, actually, and we would like, we wanted to find a way to put some content to explain a lot about the philosophy, about what is behind the scene, actually, of surprise trips, because the idea is quite simple to understand, but which is also important to understand is all the sustainable aspect and the time-saving booking solution which are behind, and all the experience. As I said, it's just not hitting the destination. It's just more than that. And for that, we have to use a blog.
Okay. Well, no, it sounds like a great idea to get the idea out, the experiences out. I mean, there's nothing better, and people share those, and of course it makes sense. I just want to come back for a second. I want to talk about the challenges ahead in the future and so on and so forth. But I want to go back one more time to you coming out of school. You became a CEO right out of school. That's quite uncommon. And I want to talk about that experience just for a moment. I mean, what were you thinking coming out? I mean, you were so sure in this that instead of working somewhere, instead of pursuing that, you launched this website. I mean, tell me about that.
Yeah, actually, it's. I think that we didn't think too much.
Yeah.
We just, as you said, we believed in it, and for us it was It was just normal. We had to do it because once we started to work on Travelise and to see the different aspects, to see what we can do with it, we were like, okay, someone has to do that. And
you found something missing.
Yeah,
there's something missing
exactly.
in this because, like I said, I've seen this kind of website before, but I saw it in the United States and I saw it in other places. I think Switzerland doesn't have anything like that, so you found something that was missing. That makes sense.
Exactly.
But I want to talk about the culture of a startup in Switzerland, okay? We talked about how young you were already, and I won't even talk about the gender issue. But I want to talk about what the startup culture is like in Switzerland. How receptive were investors? How receptive was the environment for you?
Actually, I think in Valais we had a really good position. We were supported by public organizations like DARC, like CCF, like Genilem from our beginnings. Of course, we had to convince them. That's a thing, but we didn't have too much problem to start. Actually, we were put on the trace from the beginning thanks to this organization. So it's also a way to thank them for that. It's great. Afterwards, we started to you talk about investors. From the moment we got investment from our clients, mainly from our family and friends. So we are at this stage. And there is also some platform like, for example, crowdfunding platforms that we used. We make it, for example. And that, we were able to gather all the clients to say, do you like the idea? Would you like to pre-buy something? And so it's kind of easy with the online thing. Then for the other parts, so for finding business angels or venture capitalists, what we are doing now, we are at the beginning of the process. So we are now searching for 1 or 2 business angels by the end of the year. So I cannot tell you for the moment, okay. But I think we have a strong network in Valais and in the French part of Switzerland, and Switzerland in general.
And you said, and like you said, in the next year, you're breaking out into the German part, the Italian part, just in Switzerland for now, though. In
Switzerland, on a B2C vision. On a B2B, it's different. We'll expand.
And I know that technology is a big part of it. So how does that work? I mean, how many people are working with you, and how many people are working on this beautiful site that you have?
So we are 8 people for the moment. So the IT aspect is mainly done by the 3rd associate. We are 3 associates now. Who is our architect, IT architect, and his goal is to actually to remove all the administrative tasks that our team are doing to book a trip for another person. So in the future, we would like that they spend 0 minutes on administrative tasks. They just have to search new destinations to create amazing trips, and that's it. So that's from our beginnings. It's really to automatize the internal process. It's also a really important goal.
Who are you targeting, and who are the typical travelers that use your site?
Actually, at our beginnings, we thought that it will be more young people that will like the concept. But actually, our clients are between 20 and 75 years old.
Okay.
So it's really more about the philosophy, the mentality, to be willing to live the present moment. It's really important to delegate the organization. And actually, it is kind of people, they would like to say, when we are asking them, where are you going this weekend? Right. They would like to answer, I don't know, but someone is taking care of it for me, you know? Okay. So this is this kind of mentality, and people wanted really to avoid mass tourism, to try something new. And I think that lots of Swiss people are like that. Okay. So
I mean, I imagine them, they're climbing mountains and then going down them on skis, but I don't imagine them as being adventurous with their time. I mean, in a world where trains come right on time and everything goes just as you want it to.
Yeah, that's
it's surprising that people would pack for a trip they don't know where they're going. So.
Yeah. I would say that it's a safe surprise, because it's safer that if you do it yourself. So it's you can test the adventure, but safely.
Wow. Okay. So just one last question: if you can go back to only 3 years ago, but if you can go back and do something differently, or if you could teach yourself one thing to do differently, what would that be?
I think what I have learned is really to work with the best people, to select the best. It's really important to have a really strong team, and that's what we have now. But we had to find the way to deal with people, to manage them, and to create this startup culture and Travelise philosophy too. And maybe the other thing is to be able to slow up, and so that we can create a stronger and a better company, actually, and not to be too impatient.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you.
Sure.